It is Thursday, February the 24th, 2022. Good morning. I'm Pearson Bowen. This is the CBC Morning Report. Minister of Energy and Business Development, Kerry Simmons, has cautioned not to expect Barbados to have any major natural gas programs in the near future. Minister Simmons, speaking in Parliament as the estimates debate continued, says while he understands the benefit of having natural gas, it is simply a bridging fuel, given government's clear intention to be 100% fossil fuel free by 2030.
We just concluded a campaign where we are speaking to the issue of as much as 50,000 new houses being built in Barbados or built or refurbished in Barbados, and that the vast majority of them will be fueled by renewable energy in the context of solar photovoltaics. And as I just indicated to the Honourable Member for St. Michael South Central, batteries and battery storage, that is the new technology.
Well, the Commerce and Consumer Affairs Department is keeping a close eye on prices of products in Barbados. According to Director Bertram Johnson, the department has invested in a data analytics platform to allow them to keep track of and act on concerns about the cost of consumer goods.
What we're looking to do is to interface with our secure world system, in which we have already onboarded our inspectors and officers to work in for the import license side, but we're also looking at the trade data side, how we can extrapolate that data to then work backwards to see, okay, if a person is selling a product at, say, $35, and when we if we understand their margins in terms of 20-30% margins, if we understand their CIF, the cost insurance freight, and we work backwards, we should be able to come with a regional estimation of what this price should be selling in Barbados. That would give us a clear indication of whether the pricing in the market is actually set at what it ought to be, given all the variables that I just spoke about.
Mr. Johnson says a consumer advocacy body is missing from the landscape here, and that is one of the areas his department will support going forward. We'll take a break here in the CBC Morning Report, and we're right back in just a moment. There were 238 new COVID-19 cases, 110 males and 128 females recorded on Tuesday. Those latest statistics are from 1,181 tests carried out by the Best dos Santos Public Health Lab. The cases comprise 49 people under the age of 18. The number of people in isolation facilities was 97 and 2,601 were in home isolation. The total number of fully vaccinated people is 149,071. Well, as primary and secondary schools across this island returned to face-to-face teaching, the University of the West Indies at Cave Hill is keeping pace with a gradual return to teaching. The university outlined its intention for the gradual return in a circular issued to students recently. Lisa Broom reports.
Expect to see scenes like these in the next few weeks, small groups in specific areas, as the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus makes a gradual return to face-to-face classes. Deputy Principal Professor Winston Moore says the plan hinges on students and lecturers where class sizes are small, agreeing to return for the face-to-face process. The classes will also be short.
These apply to almost every faculty in the third year. They're usually relatively small classes below 20 persons. And that is the ideal number because we don't want too many persons congregating together in an enclosed space. So it would be classes below that threshold. So these will be in terms of the Faculty of Humanities and Education, Faculty of Social Sciences. They also have some very small classes in the final year, and also some graduate classes as well.
As the deputy principal explains, Cave Hill has been having small in-person classes since last semester in the faculties of Science and Technology, where lab sessions are required, as well as for students in the medical program. Those are to be used as a roadmap for this gradual return.
Those classes actually went really well. We actually have been using this rule at the campus. If we have face-to-face teaching, we're going to do face-to-face assessment as well. So some of the classes in the Faculty of Science and Technology, they would have had face-to-face labs. And, you know, in those lab sessions, by definition, the students are well protected. So they have on face shields, they have on masks, they have on coats. So it's the ideal environment for protecting students in a COVID environment. And we didn't have any issues last semester in terms of outbreaks. I think we managed that really well.
Professor Moore stresses the campus will ensure the COVID-19 protocols that have worked previously are enforced. These include minimizing the amount of time students spend indoors and paying attention to the circulation of air in classrooms. He adds cases which popped up during the face-to-face classes last semester were handled quickly.
The cases that we would have had were, students, coming on campus to visit the library or whatever the case may be. And those are cases reported, or maybe if you would have a case of one of our students that don't necessarily have to come to face-to-face classes, they're taking online classes, but they still tested positive. We also had cases among our staff members as well. And as soon as we had a case among our staff members, we would have closed that department, followed the necessary protocols in terms of contact tracing and testing, and ensure that all of our staff members were protected.
Professor Moore says the university's principal will make an announcement on the full return to campus in the near future.
Well, the Minister of Health in Belize, Kevin Bernard, says the country is focusing on acquiring pediatric COVID-19 vaccines. As it currently stands, 49% of the population there aged 12 and older are fully vaccinated. Among those unvaccinated are predominantly primary school children between the ages of 5 and 11.
Despite Belize having access to vaccines, despite we have availability for others who have not been vaccinated to go and get vaccinated, I think we have reached that stage and that time when all those who really want to have gotten vaccinated have already done so. It's just now for us to go back and educate. The house-to-house campaign that Dr. Beer and her team are doing is to go and say, you know what, for those who are unvaccinated, let's reach out to them. Let's see if we can get this number up. Let us focus on getting our 5 to 11-year-old pediatric vaccines in country, and then let's vaccinate that population. Once we can do that, then I believe we can start to really look at the other measures that will come thereafter.
Modeled after recent trucker protests in Canada, truck drivers in the United States are planning on setting off on a massive cross-country drive towards Washington, D.C. to protest against coronavirus restrictions.
There are several hundred people here gathered. They've just had a rally, had some speakers, and had some prayers. All of them are not participating in the rally, but there are trucks here. I have to say, let's take a look around here. I have to say that the actual number of big trucks, the big 18-wheelers that you see here, is far less than the number of flag-bedecked pickup trucks and recreational vehicles in this crowd. The mood here is pretty festive. You can see some people have brought their children, even their dogs along for either for the ride or for the occasion. And the message that they're sending is one of anti-masking and anti-vaccination mandates. They want all COVID-19 pandemic mandates and restrictions lifted immediately, and many of the people that we talked to here have said that they believe the United States is slipping towards a sort of totalitarian form of government. Now, the organizers of this convoy plan to make their way slowly by stages across the country to the outskirts of Washington, D.C. They plan to arrive there by the 5th of March. They emphasize that their protest is going to be peaceful. They want their voices to be heard. They want their opinions to be broadcast and seen across the country. But there are other convoys that are forming in other parts of the country where the organizers say they will try to disrupt in some way the State of the Union message that President Joe Biden is scheduled to give to Congress in Washington on the 1st of March. So police in Washington and elsewhere are watching that very closely. There have, in fact, the Pentagon has authorized 700 or 800 National Guard troops to be on hand for the State of the Union to help keep the order. But right here, right now, Cosmo, everything is pretty. People are pretty happy, and they're just getting ready to hit the road.
This is the CBC Morning Report. We're coming back after this break. The number of school-aged children now suffering from myopia or nearsightedness has increased tremendously within the last 18 months. That's according to optometrist Simone Harris of iFocus Incorporated, who told CBC News that with the increase in online classes She's been getting lots more patients, with some children being very proactive and pushing their parents to get them blue light blocking eyewear. She explains how it works, and she also notes that glasses are no longer taboo for children.
Some children are actually into glasses now, which is a good thing, because glasses can be very stylish. And children are a lot more informed now. So as you mentioned earlier with the blue blocker, you know, it's cool to wear glasses, and they are helping to protect their eyes by, you know, pushing their parents, hey, we need the blue blocker now, because they've heard it a lot, right? So with the blue blocker, what that does is that prevents, because all these devices have this harmful blue wavelength of light. So with the blue blocker, it helps to eliminate that issue.
Well, Barbadians can expect to see a return of AgroFest in coming months after being cancelled last year owing to COVID-19. Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, spoke with CBC's Rashid Best on what the event could look like this time around.
The annual agricultural exhibition held in Queen's Park is set to make a return this year with slight changes. Event organizers are carefully monitoring COVID-19 case numbers in Barbados in an effort to host as safe an event as possible. James Paul, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, says the event is an opportunity to educate Barbadians on the importance of agriculture. He also says the date has been set and the hosting of the event will be a collaborative effort with the COVID-19 monitoring unit.
Well, it looks good at this time because, you know, one of the good things we are seeing right now is a reduction of numbers within the country. That's the first thing. And that is good. We have examined a date, which is May the 27th and the 28th to the 29th. We might include the 27th, depending on certain things. So we have a date in mind, and I think that what we're going to do from here is to have some consultation with our stakeholders, our partners in the process, to see how we can move forward.
While he does not see the event having a virtual component, he does expect a normal turnout from Barbadians, as they have been eagerly awaiting its return.
It would surprise me if it is higher than normal. That's the honest truth, because, you know, people are now coming back out. Although I could tell you that, you know, people have been asking about AgroFest in the community, when is it coming, when is it coming? So I think that we have to wait and see, and of course we intend to do a whole set of promotion before then. So hopefully the promotion that we will do will help in terms of furthering AgroFest.
The BAS head is encouraging Barbadians to get vaccinated against COVID-19. But he stresses it will not be a requirement for patrons this year.
The most important thing, I guess it will be, is for persons to show that they are not sick of COVID. Once the COVID unit has given us the guidelines that are necessary, we will not prejudice against any patron. What we want to do, and I still want to do, people, is to get vaccinated. But still, it does not mean that only vaccinated people will be attending AgroFest too at the same time. Right? So we will follow the guidelines of the Ministry of Health as far as that is concerned, to make sure that we have a safe AgroFest.
Mr. Paul is encouraging Barbadians to support the agricultural sector as it contributes significantly to food security and the economy. Rashid Best, CBC News.
The police in Jamaica are intensifying efforts to clamp down on job and business scams. Scores of Jamaicans have been swindled out of thousands of dollars as they desperately seek a financial lifeline out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have a report now from TVJ.
Friend or fraud? On social media, it's hard to tell the difference. Especially since the pandemic, the space has become a gold mine for scams.
It was really hard to accept the fact that I'm scammed.
In the United States, 95,000 people reported about $770 million in losses to fraud initiated on social media platforms in 2021. Here in Jamaica,
since the pandemic, we have been getting a lot of those complaints. And in fact, we have had about 50 or so complaints since the pandemic. And may I just say that this is just what CTOC has recorded. the divisions, or the 19 geographic divisions, would have recorded quite a bit more.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin heads the JCF's Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch. He explained that since the pandemic, fake farm work job recruitments have been on the rise on social media, and persons in rural areas are the main victims.
If you are going to do business with these persons, if these persons advertise their services that they can get jobs overseas, contact the Ministry of Labor. And in many instances, this is not done. So they see the advertisement, they jump at it, they find the money, and they pay. And once they pay, then that's it.
And the police have been strategizing to clamp down on social media scammers since the pandemic. ACP McLaughlin pointed out that several persons have been arrested and charged.
We keep killing each other every day for some frivolous reasons. And to take away from those investigations, our cybercrimes unit is very, very overwhelmed with these cybercrime issues.
He stressed that Instagram is the platform of choice for scammers.
Well, Ukraine has imposed a state of emergency and has told its citizens in Russia to leave immediately, as Moscow has begun evacuating its Kiev embassy in the latest ominous signs of that all-out Russian military onslaught. We want to go live now to Al Jazeera for the very latest.
Vienna, thank you. Will, with us still in studio is the Ukrainian ambassador to Qatar. I want us to have a quick listen to what your president, Mr. Zelensky, said, and this is only a little hour ago. This is about the fighting back. Let's have a quick listen.
We are already distributing weapons to everyone who is ready and willing to defend our sovereignty. Every citizen is involved in the future of our country. Anyone who has military training or experience has to come to the internal ministry and make themselves available to protect our people. As of this moment, we also have injured soldiers. Please give your blood to hospitals, to our defenders.
Ambassador, I can understand the president's reaction there and the passion he's feeling, but he's talking about distributing weapons to anyone who can fire a gun, essentially. That could be incredibly dangerous as well and result in more unnecessary deaths.
We are ready to defend our land. This armament will be distributed to the special territorial defense forces. This is a voluntary forces, but mainly comprised with the people with the military experience and the experience of the war with Russia. They are quite motivated.
Effectively?
No, they do have the military command.
Okay.
They are quite controlled, they are quite motivated, and they will be acting together with the armed forces. So there is no danger in that. Danger in the Putin's soldiers and missiles in Ukrainian cities. And danger is not just for Ukraine. And in this time, I'm also very happy to state now that we do feel the respective solidarity of our friends and partners. For example, as far as this beautiful country is concerned, President Zelensky had the conversation with His Highness, the Emir of Qatar, and the situation was discussed, and we have received assurances of support in such situation.
But in the meantime, do you feel you can hold off the might of the Russian army? Obviously, you want those NATO forces to respond and be beside the Ukrainian forces. But in the meantime, this can happen very, very quickly if they don't respond with some sort of force.
We, Ukrainians, are ready to fight. We are fighting. We do not expect that immediately, at least at this very stage, some forces of our allies, some NATO forces, will take direct part in the military combat actions. But in fact, we receive training, we receive equipment, and we extremely value such a support which will help us to stop the aggressor.
Ambassador, are you all right to stay a little bit longer here? I know you're a
Yes.
busy man, but I want to go to some of our correspondents as well, and you can...
News source at Al Jazeera, NATO is meeting to look to increase its sanctions on Russia as a consequence. Let's take a look at sports now. In sports, Barbados salvaged their 2022 CONCACAF's women's qualifying campaign with a 3-1 victory over Aruba at the Estadio Panamericano in the Dominican Republic. Soraya Toppin-Herbert put the Lady Tridents in front early in the 4th minute. Then Rihanna Cyrus doubled the advantage at 2-0 in the 34th, but Aruba refused to give in and managed to pull a goal back in the 68th with Vanessa Susana. Aruba pushed for an equalizer in hopes of garnering a point, but Barbados would get an insurance score in the 90th minute through Shayana Burnett-Griffith, who completed the scoreline at 3-1. Well done, Lady Tridents. Well, Barbados moves to third in the Group D table with 3 points from 2 matches and will play second-placed El Salvador on the 8th of April. Panama leads on 6 points with the same El Salvador, but with a superior goal difference. Meanwhile, the Barbados senior men's team suffered a 3-1 defeat to host Martinique last night in an international friendly. That's a look at sports. Let's take a look at forecast conditions as recorded just moments ago at the Met Office of the Grant Lee Adams International Airport. Fair conditions prevail, 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds coming from the east. It looks like just like yesterday's forecast, out of the east at 28 kilometers an hour. We have a high tide schedule for 9:14 this morning, a second at 11:24 this evening, and our low tide comes around at 28 minutes after 4 this afternoon. Seas are smooth and to moderate in open water, swells ranging between 1 and 2 meters but increasing. In the forecast, Barbados today over the southwestern districts, there's going to be a mix of sunshine and cloud with a few brief scattered moderate showers, mainly during the afternoon, while elsewhere across the island today, a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few brief light showers. While tonight, everywhere in Barbados, a mix of clear skies and clouds with the occasional intermittent scattered light to moderate shower. A look at some forecast conditions for international cities. And that's it for today's edition of the CBC Morning Report. I'm Pearson Bowen. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
Hi there, good morning to you. Welcome everyone to today, Thursday, the 24th of February 2022. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you here with us every single day, joining us for Morning Barbados. Thank you for joining us too on our YouTube and Facebook streams. Always grateful for your company. Now today, Thursday, you know what that means. We'll be sharing with you some very young and exciting people in Barbados who are doing wonderful things with what they're doing. But before we get too deep into it, let me remind you, pictures must flow. Pictures have been flowing. We want today to continue sharing with you many of the images of our children heading back to school. So take their photograph in their uniform looking all smart and cute, and you can send that picture by WhatsApp to 228-5562. Or you can send it by email via morningbarbados@cbc.bb. We shall be sharing with you all morning long and all week long and next week as well, as a new cohort of students will be starting next week. We want to also capture those moments and share them with you as well. So get cracking. We are so appreciative of your response. Thank you so much. Now, today, we'll hear about the acceptance into the prestigious International Consortium for Court Excellence of the CCJ. What does that mean? How do they qualify to be a part of it? We will hear in just a little while. We'll also be talking today about the return of the Harry Bailey Observatory. That's right, you can now gaze into the skies again. And they're finding some very novel ways for you to be able to engage with our stars, our celestial cities, and our celestial orbs. So look forward to hearing about what they are doing, how you can benefit from it as well. And then we meet some very enterprising, exceptional young people. One who is 24 years old, who has her own clothing line thus far, successfully so too, but she's studying as well. Football and fame is what's sought by this young man as well. He'll share with us what his particular personal mission is. And we'll also be telling you about BIM Got Talent, and there's a tremendous amount of talent on this island alone. And so we'll be hearing from the organizers of BIM Got Talent about what's next and what's next in an area very near to you as well. So stay with us for that and a whole lot more about Get the Pictures Going. Let's get started though by finding out more about the Caribbean Court of Justice and its acceptance into that consortium. We're happy to be joined this morning by the Honourable Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, who is the President of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Good morning to you, Justice Saunders.
Good morning, Pearson. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming by. Now, this is a big recognition. First of all, what did it take to qualify, and what does it mean having qualified?
Right. Well, the International Consortium of Court Excellence is a network of court and judicial institutions internationally that have developed and promote a framework for court excellence. In order to qualify, it was a process that we had to do. You had, first of all, to show that you have an active interest in the framework of court excellence, that you are implementing that framework, that you are prepared to assist the consortium in fulfilling its objectives, including providing advice where possible, that you are willing to share information and experiences, and that you have demonstrated evidence of significant use of the international framework for court excellence.
That must mean a lot to other CARICOM states, because UCCJ is our highest court of appeal. And there are still some territories that are a little bit reluctant to join. I'll use that word guardedly reluctant. But now knowing that the Court of Appeal has been accepted into the International Consortium for Court Excellence, one would hope that that moves them forward to being a part of the CCJ. What do you think?
Well, one would certainly hope so. For our part, accession to the court, it's a political issue, it's a constitutional issue. That's an issue for each state to take. We're invested in being the best court that we can be. And it is for this reason that we sought membership of the consortium. And I think that it puts us on a path to demonstrate to those courts, those countries that have not yet come on board, that there is nothing to lose by acceding to our appellate jurisdiction. Although, of course, in our original jurisdiction, in our area of work where we interpret and apply the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas that establishes the CARICOM single market and economy, we are a court that accommodates every single CARICOM country. And many of them who do not send currently their appeals to us have interfaced with us in that area of our work. But this membership of the ICCE, I think, validates the integrity of the court, I think. It validates the performance of the court insofar as our court administration is concerned. And therefore, I think it, as you said, it can assist in giving that added level of confidence to those states that have not yet acceded to the appellate jurisdiction.
From the very beginning, Barbados has signed on to the Caribbean Court of Justice, and oftentimes there are people who are in society who sit in ignorance as to what happens there, because they have long been schooled in the Privy Council being the highest court. But here you are now, just some years in, and by your execution of your judgments, one can see the effect of the Caribbean, the kind of decisions taken by the Caribbean Court of Justice. How do we begin to break down the myths, the misunderstandings in society about the Caribbean Court of Justice?
Well, for one, by being the best court we can be. The thing is that I always like to draw this parallel. To be a good judge, and this is a judge in any endeavor, whether you're judging a steel band competition, you're judging a sporting event, the judge has to see from near, the judge has to be close to the action, the judge has to actually get the best seat in the house. And in any endeavor, the judges always are given the best seat in the house. So you see from there, but you judge from far in the sense that you must be impartial, objective, dispassionate. And a court that is situated in London is able to judge from far because they are geographically remote, but they are poor at judging from near, at seeing from near, because they are alienated from the values and aspirations and the general tenor of the society whose cases come to them. Persons focus on whether we are sufficiently seeing from far, whether we are sufficiently objective, impartial, because we are from the region. Well, impartiality is not a geographical construct. Impartiality has to do with being able to be dispassionate. Impartiality has to do with your integrity. And the people of the Caribbean, judges of the Caribbean, have as much integrity as judges of anywhere else. And therefore, I think that a court that is based in the region, that comprises the region's best judges, will do, I wouldn't say as good a job, I would say a better job in resolving disputes than a court that is situated thousands of miles away in Europe. And therefore, I think that Barbados made an excellent decision, and we are quite honored to be the final appellate court of Barbados, as we are of Guyana, of Belize, of the Commonwealth of Dominica. And I think that if you ask stakeholders in those countries about their perception of the court, if you ask them about their experience with the court, about their views on the court, you will get answers that are different from if you pose the same questions to those countries that are not yet on board in the appellate jurisdiction.
So true. Having been accepted into the international consortium for court excellence, one doesn't stop there, because if one stops there, one becomes irrelevant. How do you intend to keep improving and perfecting the dispensation of justice from the Caribbean Court of Justice?
Well, that is the beauty of the international consortium and the framework that they've developed, because that framework encompasses a 4-step cycle of assessment, planning, implementation of the plan, and evaluation. And then you assess again, and then you plan again, and then you implement again, and then you evaluate again. It's a non-stop cycle. And as a member of the consortium, we have to demonstrate that we are constantly, continually engaging in this non-stop cycle that promotes improvement. It's like a treadmill. Yes. Once you're on, you have to keep going. Yes. And just like the treadmill in the gym, it helps you to keep fit and healthy. This treadmill also keeps you as an institution fit and healthy, because it challenges you constantly to identify gaps and weaknesses and to create a plan and implement that plan for closing those gaps and getting rid of those weaknesses. And it just continues on and on. But more than that, apart from our own health and fitness, membership of the consortium and adherence to the consortium's framework assists the CCJ in improving the justice sector throughout the region. And in several different ways already, we have contributed to creating institutions that help to build the camaraderie among judges in the region, that assists in judicial training, and that helps to improve court administration by our example, by the model that we exemplify, and in a range of other measures. The court, for example, was the first to model electronic filing. And this is something which we are now trying to get other courts in the region to also embrace, because of course it's so much more efficient for the management of cases, so that the CCJ does not only challenge itself to be a better court, but it also seeks to contribute to the improvement of justice throughout the region.
As one who sits in one of those territories that's a part of the CCJ, I'm very pleased with the kinds of judgments we see coming out and the timeliness of it as well, as it whips us all back into shape, those who seek justice through our law courts here on the island. And we're thankful for all of the work that you justices do on the Caribbean Court of Justice. Your Honor, Mr. Justice Adrian Saunders, President of the Caribbean Court of Justice, always good to have you, and thank you so much for sharing with us, and congratulations, share it with the rest of your colleagues. Our congratulations on being accepted into the International Consortium for Court Excellence, and we can only wish you the very best going forward in dispensing justice in the region. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pearson. It's a pleasure.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We'll take a break here. We're coming back with more on Morning Barbados in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, as with everything, the work of the Harry Bailey Observatory has been impacted too by COVID-19, but the great news is they're back. They're back. And so this morning we want to talk to you a little bit about how they're back and how you can engage with the services at the Harry Bailey Observatory. Joining us to talk more about that is the Vice President of the Barbados Astronomical Society, in Catherine Walcott. Ms. Walcott, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pearson.
Long time no see.
No, I went swimming this weekend.
Oh, that's why. I almost had to use my telescope to find you. But you know, gazing into the skies and gazing into the stars is a pastime of yours that you quite like, and so many other people on the island as well. But we missed it when the observatory had to close owing to the protocols put in place by the pandemic. Talk to us about what happened while you were closed, and then excite us about what's happening now.
Well, we locked the doors. We couldn't let anyone in. And we waited for a while, because none of us knew what was going to happen back in March 2020. And then within about 6 weeks, we decided, no, we have to do something different. And we knew where we had to go. We had to go to a virtual presentations. We had to take our telescope online so that everybody could see what we were seeing through the telescope, and we didn't have to line up and be in close confines. So it took us a while. It took us a while to get the equipment to take the telescope. The telescope's there. Telescope's lovely, but to get the equipment to take the telescope online, that was technical and expensive, and then to train, because our training kept getting interrupted by COVID. So we're like, okay, this is our training schedule, and you can't train during the day, and then here comes a curfew, and you can't train because we can't get home in time. So our training really was disrupted, and but we did during 2021 do about 4 or 5 events for the public and a few events for ourselves whenever we could sneak in an event. That sneak is the wrong word. Whenever we could get in an event when we could get home in time. And so we did a fantastic partial eclipse. There was a partial lunar eclipse last year. And the only little problem with that is it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. So very few people, we did it for free, but how many people want to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Actually, about 50 people got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that partial eclipse. But we're online. We're back. We're online. Anybody can join us. There is a ticket that you purchase. You could go to our website, which is hbo.bb. hbo.bb, and the ticket purchases are there. We're on every Friday night, and we have themes every night. And this Friday, the theme is, I'm going to say it my way, and then I'm going to say it the scientist's way.
Okay.
Inside of every star that you can see out there, inside of them is a light. Okay, you've seen the light, and inside of that light is a rainbow. And we have equipment that when we attach it to our telescope, it doesn't show us the twinkling star. It shows us the rainbow inside of that star.
Okay.
There's a rainbow in every single star, a rainbow of light in every star.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking at this week, this Friday. And then next Friday, we're going to be looking at multiple star systems, which are star clusters, where hundreds or thousands of stars get born in the same place at the same time. And then they grow up and they start to shine, and they shine. So there are places in the sky where you can see 100 stars, all brand new little stars, all huddled together in a little globe of stars, and it's the most beautiful thing I've seen. And we're looking at multiple star systems. Now, we're a lonely star. We're just one.
Yes.
We don't have any companion stars, but most of the stars out there, they come in 2s or 3s or 4s. Most of them come in 2s. So they're binary stars and triple stars. And I can't remember what quadruple stars are called, but we'll call them. If you look at Capella, you think Capella is 1 star. It's not. It's 4. 4 stars in a really complex dance around each other. So that's what we're going to be looking at for the first week in March.
Okay, and naturally, anyone can be a part of it. Now, naturally, we can't see it with the naked eye. And as we can't all go in large numbers as we normally would have before to the Harry Bailey Observatory. We go to hbo.bb, and then while they're gazing on our screens, we have the same experience as looking through a telescope. Is that how it's worked?
It's a better experience. It's so much better. I've been a member at the observatory for 30 odd years, and you go to the telescope, and the telescope, because of the position of the stars, the eyepiece for the telescope could be 6 or 8 inches off the ground. So you're bent over double, peering into this eyepiece, and you can only peer into this eyepiece for as long as because there are 15 people behind you who want to look into the telescope. So you only have like a minute or a half a minute. Sometimes you don't even quite see what you're supposed to be seeing. And you go, yes, I see it. It's beautiful. And you move on. You're like, well, I didn't see it. Kind of was blurry. But now, and the other thing is, through a telescope, your eyes are not, you don't have the correct eyes.
Yes.
So you can't see anything other than white light. But our equipment shows you the true colors of the stars, the red ones, well, they don't have pink, they don't have green, the yellow, the orange, and like Orion Nebula, bright red. Actually, Orion Nebula is right behind me here, bright red. And when you look at it, you only see white. When you look at it online, through the when our telescope goes to the camera, and then the
Yes.
camera goes to the computer, and then it goes to your screen, you see the true colors.
Wow.
And they build and they get better and better the longer the telescope stays on it.
Yeah.
The deeper and richer the colors build. So it's a better experience. And when you're looking at a telescope, this is what you're looking through. The
That's
eyepiece,
right. Mhm.
really small. And for that eclipse that I told you about, that was last year,
Yes.
it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Did I want to get out of bed? No. So I stayed in bed and I turned on the TV, and I had, well, I don't have that big a TV. I had like 30 something inches worth of eclipse. It was
Yes.
so gorgeous. You can't believe how great it was. And I could turn over on my right hand side, look out the window, and see the eclipse for real. Did I stay on that? No, no, no. I kept going back to the TV, and I was like, Kathy, you're not a tech. You know, you're not somebody who's absolutely entranced by technology, but I
Yes.
couldn't stop watching it on the TV
Wow.
because what was outside was gorgeous, right? Because all lunar eclipses are gorgeous.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, we have 2 lunar eclipses coming up this year.
Really?
We have a total eclipse. Yes, you have a total lunar eclipse on the 15th to the 16th of May, and the eclipse, the height of the eclipse, or we should call it the dark of the eclipse,
Yes.
is going to be around midnight. And we'll be streaming that, I'm guaranteed. And we
Great.
have 2 comets passing by, 2 comets that we know of passing by this year. One of them, we've been watching it since 2017. We saw it when it was all out by Uranus, which is
Mhm.
far, far, far. And it's moving in, and it's big. It's almost as big as Barbados.
Wow.
Now, it's not going to get close to us. I guarantee it's not getting anywhere near close to us. In fact, I wrote it down. It's going to be twice as far away as the sun when that comet passes by. But what you're seeing right now is Comet Leonard, that we streamed Comet Leonard over 7 nights over Christmas. It was our Christmas comet. And as you can see, notice Comet Leonard is a bit green.
Yes.
Every comet's a kind of different color. So we don't know what color these comets are going to be that pass by. So we've got this huge one, almost as big as Barbados, and that's big in terms of comets. That one is going to pass by, it's going to be closest to us in the middle of July.
Mhm.
Then around December, it's going to be close to the sun. And the closer you are to the sun, the brighter the comet is.
Okay. Well, the
So
beauty
we
is
should
that
be able to
given,
do that.
and the beauty is that given the approach that you're taking now at the Harry Bailey Observatory, we can all see it without having to be rushed by or 15 seconds of fame looking into the lens of the telescope. We can sit at our homes and engage with it as well, but we need to go to hbo.bb. Now, with all of these, is there a cost, or do we have to be members?
No. You don't have to. Please become a member, but you can find out about becoming a member on the website. Obviously. There is. Tickets are $25. Now, when you went to the Harry Bailey Observatory in January 2020, back when the world was before,
Yes.
an adult paid $25 to walk in. So a family, a husband, a wife, 2 kids, would pay 25 plus 25 plus 10 plus 10, which is, quick, do my math for me, $70 per person?
Correct.
Right. Yeah. Now, everybody sits at home on one couch, pays $25, and depending on your family structure,
Yes.
invite grandma, invite grandpa, bring over some cousins,
Yes.
So
for that same
everybody
$25.
for that same $25. But then we're also getting more people,
Yes.
we're getting more streams than we had people, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I understand.
So it's a win-win situation.
Mhm.
And I said I'd talk about membership later, but membership for 1 year is a huge $50.
That's all.
So if you visit twice for $25 each, you could as well have bought a membership for $50.
That's right. And membership obviously comes with values and benefits. Now, very quickly, if I want to purchase my $25 ticket to see any of these spectacular orbs, celestial orbs, how do I do so? On the website?
You go to the website, there's a link, you click on the link, it takes you to our vendor partner because
Yes,
we don't
yes,
have
yes.
the technology. We don't have the technology to sell it to you. We have the technology, but we're a little scared to use it. So obviously we find somebody who knows about selling tickets. And so we
Got
have
you.
ticket sales. And then that gives you a link. And then you join that link and you get a presentation explaining what you're going to see and the science behind what you're going to see, because it's the science that we want to get out there.
Yes.
It is the fact that right now, walking around in Barbados is a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, and that girl or boy is going to live on Mars. That's going to be the first Bajan child living on Mars. Now, it's going to take them 35, 40 years to get there, right? But they're alive right now. The people who are going to be walking on Mars, they're alive right now, and they're in Barbados as well. So it's at the observatory that we want to, science and magic, not so far apart. And magic, science is just the magic that we can explain at the moment. But seeing the stars, it's magic. It really is magic. And even if you don't see it, you need to take your kids. You need to buy those tickets. Let your kids see that magic so they get caught by the science.
Got
So
you.
they walk on.
Well said, Kathy. Kathy, thanks, as always. You know, folks, go to the website hbo.bb, hbo.bb, browse the site, but click on the link, get your ticket, and stand by for those wonderful opportunities every Friday for you to be able to view the beauty above, that beauty that we barely see. It just is little lights in the sky, but within each of those little lights, there's a refraction that looks like a rainbow, as Kathy explained to us, and you can enjoy them indeed, and gaze and gaze and gaze always. Kathy Walcott, Vice President of the Barbados Astronomical Society, thank you so much for joining us. Much success with the effort and the return of the Harry Bailey Observatory. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good to see you again. You're welcome. You're welcome. For those of you who are of rediffusion fame and history, you will remember Kathy Walker would have worked on Barbados rediffusion. She would have worked with us here at the CBC as well, but she continues to gaze into the skies and sharing with us this morning about the Harry Bailey Observatory. hbo.bb is the website. Check it out. A break, and when we come back, I'll tell you the news. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, as promised, let's catch you up on the news now. Minister of Energy and Business Development, Kerry Simmons, has cautioned not to expect Barbados to have any major natural gas programs in the near future. The minister was speaking in Parliament as the estimates debate continued and said that while he understands the benefits of having natural gas, it is simply a bridging fuel, given government's clear intention to be 100% fossil fuel free by 2030.
We've just concluded a campaign where we are speaking to the issue of as much as 50,000 new houses being built in Barbados or built or refurbished in Barbados, and that the vast majority of them will be fueled by renewable energy in the context of solar photovoltaics. And as I just indicated to the Honourable Member for St. Michael South Central, batteries and battery storage, that is the new technology.
The Commerce and Consumer Affairs Department is keeping a close eye on prices of products in Barbados. According to the Director Bertram Johnson, the department has invested in a data analytics platform to allow them to keep track of and act on concerns about the cost of consumer goods.
What we're looking to do is to interface with our secure world system, in which we have already onboarded our inspectors and officers to work in for the import license side, but we're also looking on the trade data side, how we can extrapolate that data to then work backwards to see, okay, if a person is selling a product at, say, $35, and when we, if we understand their margins in terms of 20-30% margins, if we understand their CIF, the cost of insurance freight, and we work backwards, we should be able to come with a regional estimation of what this price should be selling in Barbados. That would give us a clear indication of whether the pricing in the market is actually set at what it ought to be, given all the variables that I just spoke about.
Mr. Johnson says a consumer advocacy body is missing from the landscape here, and that is one of the areas the department will be supporting going forward. There were 238 new COVID-19 cases, 110 males and 128 females recorded on Tuesday. Those latest stats are from 1,181 tests carried out by the Besto Santos Public Health Lab. The cases comprise 49 under the age of 18. The number of people in isolation facilities was 97 and 2,601 in home isolation. The total number of fully vaccinated people is 149,071. The number of school children now suffering from myopia or nearsightedness has increased tremendously within the last 18 months. That's according to optometrist Simone Harris of iFocus Incorporated, who told CBC News that with the increase in online classes, she's been getting lots more patients, with some children being proactive and pushing their parents to get them blue light blocking eyewear. She explains how it works, and she also notes glasses are no longer taboo for children.
Some children are actually into glasses now, which is a good thing, because glasses can be very stylish. And children are a lot more informed now. So as you mentioned earlier with the blue blocker, you know, it's cool to wear glasses, and they are helping to protect their eyes by, you know, pushing their parents, hey, we need the blue blocker now, because they've heard it a lot, right? So with the blue blocker, what that does is that prevents, because all these devices have this harmful blue wavelength of light. So with the blue blocker, it helps to eliminate that issue.
Well, Ukraine has imposed a state of emergency and told its citizens in Russia to leave immediately. This is following what is now reported to be some bombing in Ukraine. For the very latest, we go live to Al Jazeera.
The day that he has ordered a military operation in a neighbouring country. Lots happening there. Sorry, just wanted to get to all of those pictures. Hoda Abdulhamid as well with us from Kramatorsk. Tell us, I saw one of your reports earlier as well, Hoda, from one of the supermarkets, wasn't it? Which is, well, the shelves rapidly becoming quite bare.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think what happened is that people were quite blasé about it all. You know, over the past few weeks, we've been going around this eastern side, and many had brushed away the idea of an invasion. Even as far as Kiev, people had the idea of an invasion. And then sort of the rhetoric ramped up and the threats ramped up, but they still stayed quite blasé, especially in this part of the country. Now, you have to understand that these cities.
Clearly a developing story. You can continue to watch our channel Al Jazeera on MCTV. If you don't have MCTV today, our customer care center will open at 8 o'clock this morning. You can call and make an arrangement, and let's see what we can do for you. That's it in the news. Remember to join us at 12 noon for another newscast here on TV8 in the CBC News Day. On radio, our next newscast is at 8 o'clock this morning and again at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll take a break here and come back with more on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Time for us today to share with you what we think is a good decision of the day. We continue this week to share with you habits to make motivation flow effortlessly. Today we encourage you to consider affirmations. Affirmations are essentially messages that you want to remind yourself of on a daily basis. This could be in the form of post-it notes hanging around your house, or by having a single piece of paper with all of your affirmations on them. Your affirmations can include any message that you find empowering and motivating, whether it is inspiring quotes or life lessons you've learned yourself. It really doesn't matter as long as it gets you motivated. So little post-it notes about the place, a piece of paper hanging there, things that remind you and build you up. These are called affirmations. The Bible is also a great form of affirmation. So let's get cracking today. You will find that you will begin to be motivated effortlessly. I know you're waiting, right? Me too. I want to share with you now some pictures that you guys have been sending. Don't forget, take those pictures, send them in. They're not too many. I love them. We love them here. And so we want to share with you now some of those pictures of first days back to school this week. And so we want to share with you some of them now. So let's take a look. And look at this. This is Melissa. Melissa's heading to the Blackman and Gollop Primary School. She is the daughter of our sound engineer, Christopher Blenman. There we go. We have more than one Chris in here. So, Melissa, good morning. Look at you. Oh, Melissa, you're stylish. You are super stylish. She's heading to the Blackman and Gollop School. Have a beautiful day. Look at that smile. Attention. That's Mariana. Mariana is going to Charles F. Broom Primary School right here in St. Michael. Mariana, good morning. How are you? Have a beautiful day, Mariana, as you go to school. You look too smart. Oh, Najari is going to school with you. Najari, good morning to you, sir. Good morning, indeed. Have a beautiful day. Keep smiling brightly. Najari, you are going to do very, very well. I can see the wisdom in your eyes. And then there's Jazaria. Jazaria is going to the Maria Holder Nursery School at Government Hill. There she is, Maria Holder, and she's naturally standing right outside of her school to welcome back with the balloons and everything else, but she's doing the right thing. She's wearing her mask, and she has everything she needs. And then there's this little one, Axel. Axel, good morning. What an unusual name. Axel, going to Wesley Hall. Infants, Axel, boy, pants pull up high, shirt tuck in neatly. I love it. And he has his favorite character in his hand, his bag. He's a Spider-Man fan. So Axel, have a beautiful today as well. Lovely pictures. Lovely, 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 lovely children. Send some more. We want to share some more. We'll take a break right here, and we're coming back with more right here on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We haven't had fun in a long time, have we? I haven't heard from you. Your voice I'm missing. So today we're going to ask you to give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'm going to give you a picture. Guess the location. Let's see how bright you are. Guess the location. Guess the location. Where is this? Got you now. Where is this? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call. If you're bold as brass, call and tell me, where is this? Guess this. Okay, isn't this beautiful? It is so. There is just a nice mix of greenery around the property that no doubt it has to be very cool inside. But where is it? Where is it? Oh, this looks like somewhere I'd love to live. I can see a little bit of the sea. That's nice. This must be really in a nice location. So where is it? Call me now, 228-5562 or 228-5563. This is clearly the kind of living I like. Smack dab in the middle of nature. So where is this? Give us a call, 228-5562 or 228-5563. I guess you've never seen it. I know where it is. Let's see if you do too. 228-5562. Look carefully. Or 228-5563. Call us. Tell us, where is this? Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You're very welcome. What parish are you watching us from?
Christchurch.
Christchurch. So tell me, where is this?
Is it First State House in St.
You're
Lucie?
asking questions. I asked you to tell me where it is.
It looks like First State House in St. Lucie.
And I want you to explain to me why you think it is Fustic House in St. Lucie.
Because I visited there on one of the National Trust open houses, and it was where the movie was filmed.
And because you visited, when was that visit?
Before COVID, when the open houses were still on.
Oh, like in 1937?
No, might be
That was before COVID too?
2018 or...
1937 was before COVID, but it was in around 2018
no, I said
or
could
so.
have been 2018.
Okay. And you believe that is that Fustic House there in what parish?
St. Lucie.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
I know Barbados.
Congratulations. Thank you so very much for spotting it and getting it right. And I'm sure you had a good time while you had the open house visit, right?
Sure I did.
Isn't it beautiful?
Very.
Do you remember how to get to it?
Yes.
Tell me then.
When you meet the roundabout by the church, you
Which
make
church?
the left.
St. Lucie Parish Church.
St. Lucie
Yes,
Parish
go ahead.
Church. Continue on past the playing field on your right. You will see the sign on the left. I can't remember the name, but I found it.
Or you took me a little bit
And
of a
it's way off
roundabout
the
way.
road.
But I get it. Yeah, I get you. So, or if you come up from Colleton, for those of you who live in St. Lucie and St. Peter, then it's right in the dab in the corner. But you're absolutely right. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Thank you so much, ma'am, for calling. She's absolutely right. It was built in the 18th century, a state house. It truly has been of coral stone and exuding traditional charm. If you want to find it, go find it. Check it out. Look into your phone book and give them a call. Now, more pictures. More pictures of our beautiful gems who live on this beautiful island of ours. So can we share with you some more of our children in their school uniform heading back to school today? Who do we salute at this moment? They're going to come up with a moment. But here we go. This is Datari. Datari goes to my primary school, Sela Primary School. Datari, good morning. Look at you, Datari. Look, he's like, wait, were you taking my picture? But Datari took it because we wanted to tell everybody about you. So Datari, good morning indeed. His lunch kit is in his hand for sure. Then there's Micah. Micah is going to Maria Holden Nursery School at Sharon. Micah, good morning, Micah. How are you doing? You step out smartly, Micah. You're a bright young man. Big watch on your wrist. But he is going to have a good day. Ebony, what a smile. Look at that. She lights up the picture with her smile. Little Ebony going to All Saints Primary School. Good morning, Ebony and Ivory. Hello to you, Zenobia. I like your name, Zenobia. Zenobia, you're a big girl, Zenobia. Again, you're going to grow into that skirt. Upgraded Sealy Secondary. Zenobia, good morning. You have one of those names that is so strong. I love it. I hope you love your name too. It's a beautiful name, Zenobia. She too, we're celebrating this morning as she heads out to school. More to come, but more on Morning Barbados right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
If you're wearing something with the label Fari Made, then you are wearing something made by and beautifully by our next guests, our exceptional young people we're sharing with you now. This young one is Shafari Hackett. She's the owner of Fari Made. Good morning to you, Shafari.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. You?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Shafari, you own your own clothing line. That is something else, right?
It is.
I see the smile on your face. You are so proud of your line, aren't you?
I definitely am.
So tell me about Fari Made. What is it that you do? What does that label represent?
Okay, so I started in 2015. I bought a sewing machine. I initially wanted to just make clothing for myself, but as family members and friends saw the work that I did, they asked me to also make stuff for them as well.
But there must have been something that made you think that you wanted to make for yourself. Was it that you were pleased with the things that were on sale, or you just said, you know, it's something to do, let me just do it?
Well, I just thought that maybe I could pick up something else because I believe in learning new stuff. So yeah.
And so out of that, you bought your machine, you had your fabric. I mean, you were just a little girl at the time, so the money had to come from somewhere. So who has been supporting you at the time?
Well, my mother and my stepfather.
Okay, fine. So they saw in you this drive to create and to design. So they allowed you to buy the machine, they helped you with the fabric, and you've been sewing ever since?
Yes, I have. It took a short hiatus, but I started back due to the pandemic.
And so far, so good?
Yes, it is.
So who do you make for?
I make for women and children.
Why those segments of our society you create for?
I think that there's a market for children for sure, and women because that is where I get the most requests from.
Well, the fellas are not coming forward and say, hey, make me a pants, a shirt, or anything, right? Yeah, boys yeah, they're different. When you said children, are you making for both sexes, boys and girls, or just girl children?
Yes, it's both boys and girls.
Sweet. So how do people know what you have? Or is it just, or you take it only by order, custom made?
Well, I also make stuff and post on Instagram, and I also do custom orders.
Okay, cool. This is fantastic. Have you given thought to pursuing this formally and in terms of training as a designer and maker of fabrics and clothing? Whoa, stop. This is fantastic. Look, sorry, Shafari, don't answer yet. Look at this work. Look at this on the screen. Can you see it with me?
Yes, I can.
The second picture from the left at the top. This is beautiful. Talk to us about this.
Okay, so the model is my aunt. And she wanted to do a photo shoot for her birthday. She allowed me to be as creative as I wanted to be, and this is what I came up with.
And was she happy?
She definitely was.
So there must have been something about her when you thought what to do that helped you to tap into her energy, her personality, to determine what you thought best suit her. Is that how you work, where you look at your client and say, you know what, I think you would look really good in this or that color? Is that how you work?
Yes, but for her, she wanted red. So I was like, you know, we could get some feathers and make something nice.
Right. Okay, so I was asking you though, in terms of formally training in fashion design and so on, have you considered doing so?
I actually did. Recently, I was looking at the programs offered by the Barbados Community College.
And so you're considering it, or have you done it, started it?
I am considering it. I have to complete my degree at the university first, and then I will do the fashion design.
So what is it that you are doing at the university at the moment?
Accounting and finance.
Accounting, finance, designing. Talk to me. You laugh.
I knew it was coming.
So talk to me. Tell me then.
I knew it was coming.
Isn't that a little strange, a combination?
Yeah, it is, but That's where my path took me.
Wherever your path takes you, that's where you'll follow. So you love to create, but you're also very much into finance, accounting and economics. And, you know, and because there's a different personality you take on when you're dealing with your studies from what you take on when you're creating. You can now be as free as you want while you're building out your work. And at the same time, you have to be very disciplined when it comes to accounts and finance and economics. So there are two sides of you that makes you rather interesting. What do your parents and what do they think about you and trying to balance all of this at the same time?
Well, I would say I got the encouragement to keep pushing, although it might be hard. But yeah, they're very encouraging.
In terms of work orders flowing coming into you, though, how has that been?
Well, for the school season, it was rough and very sleep deprived.
What does that mean? It was rough and sleepless.
The lateness in the orders, so it was too.
Yeah, you know how we are sometimes. Everybody does everything at the last minute nowadays, nevertheless. So I understand what pressure you would have had to put under you. So you have your label called Farai Made. Farai or Fari?
Farai.
Farai
My name is
Made.
Shafarai.
Shafarai. And so in terms of moving to, you know, going to corporate affairs and establishing yourself, have you given thought to really doing that?
Yes, I have.
You have? So there's
Yes,
the
I
business. So you're already taking care of the business side of what you're doing.
I'm starting to. I haven't done it as yet, but I will be.
Have you given thought to what the future might look like for you in designing and building out your fashion line?
Well, yes, I have. I would like to, you know, expand into menswear as well, so that I can offer stuff to everybody.
And eventually one day perhaps owning your own store? Or you're just going to keep it online?
Yes, I do. Yes, owning my own store. So I have this dream that one day I will own a store that all the items in the store are made by me.
Sweet. From top to bottom, made by Shafarai. This is fantastic. So for anyone watching today who wants to grab hold of your designs, whether they want you to do it specifically or to get what you already have done, how can they contact you?
You can contact me on Instagram at Farai_made or by WhatsApp or call at 258-2635. 258 2635.
Gotcha. 258-2635. Her name is Shafarai Hackett. Shafarai Hackett. And when you call, ask for Shafarai Hackett. 258-2635. She's young, she's bright, she's doing some brilliant fashion designing under the name Farai Made. It's the label that you will wear, and when you wear it, you know it's made right here in Barbados by this young 24-year-old woman. 24, and you're already the owner of your own fashion line. This is fantastic. I really wish you only the very best, Shafarai Hackett. And we wanted to meet with you because you are one of our exceptional young people. So folks, contact her on 258-2635. 258-2635. You're on Instagram, right? Farai_made.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Farai_made. 258-2635. The information is right there on your screen. She's the owner, she's the designer, she's the maker, she is the cook and bottle washer. But her parents are giving her full support, and we are thankful to your parents for supporting you through this journey as well. Much success, Shafarai Hackett, on your journey to success as an exceptional young person. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Humble, but she is great, and greatness attends her as she goes as well. Some more photos, you ask? Yes, I agree with you. Some more photographs, so let's share them now. As they are coming in, don't forget you can send them by WhatsApp to 228-5562, or you can send them by email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. So who do we have to share with you at this time in this batch of photographs that are coming in? And we have many, and we're thankful to all of you who have taken the time to snap it and send it. Remember, WhatsApp number is 228-5562, or email is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Izarai is going to Parkinson Memorial. Izarai, good morning. Attention. Look at you, boy. Enjoy your day at school. You're finally being able to step onto the school. You know me, this fret teeth. Lynn Kika, good morning at Belmont Primary School. Lynn Kika, you too sweet. Look at her. And just yesterday was your birthday, Lynn Kika. Happy belated to you. I hope you had a wonderful birthday, Lynn Kika. Wait for them, the teeth will grow back. Don't panic, they're gonna come back. But that means you're growing up, Lynn Kika. Then there's Taj. Taj is in Grand Cayman. Taj, oh, you're wearing your Barbados trident and the words Barbados on your chest. It is beautiful, Taj. Thank you for repping the flag. Thank you for representing Barbados and your parents, allowing your parents to dress you up like this. So Taj, look at that smile. Taj is stepping through the door and Taj is heading to school. Then there's Cara. Cara goes to the Aline School. Cara is now in upper form, so she's wearing the skirt and bodice, as we would say. Cara, good morning. Hyacinth is her mother. Hyacinth works with us here at the CBC. Cara, have a beautiful day. Keep smiling. Keep excelling at what you do, Cara. All the very best to you. Jadria? Jadria is your, I hope you pronounced it correctly. Jadria. You're Wilkie Cumberbatch Primary School. Look at you, stylish as Zara. Look at her. She loves to pose. A little snuggle puss she is. And so, Jadria, congratulations as you head to school. Look at my boy. 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 Pause. Pause. This is one of my godsons. His name is Michael. Oh, he is such a darling. Michael, good morning. I can hear him now. Morning, Uncle. Michael, look at you. Look at you on TV. He goes to Gordon Walters Primary School. This boy is so sweet and so precious. He didn't want to go to school, but look at him, look, happy to run into school. Michael, and Michael, good morning to you. Daddy's watching, so to his mummy. So good morning, Michael. Say good morning, Batner. Good boy. That's my boy. He gives the best hugs. What a delightful little young man he truly is. They tell me maybe that I'm biased. Yes, that's my godson. His brother Christopher returns to school next week. Can't wait to share with you who Christopher is. You've heard me talk with our pediatrician about them, and now you get to see. That's Michael. Christopher will share with you next week, should God spare life. So I got to take a break because I'm just smiling from ear to ear. My boy Michael. My boy Michael. We're going to take a break. My production crew is giving me trouble this morning. We'll take a break here. We'll come right back in just a moment. Morning, Mike. Have a good day at school.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
You know, I was told that Michael was so excited when he saw himself on television just now. So, Mike, morning, buddy. Morning, morning, my little buddy boy. All right, so let's go. Let's meet another one of our exceptional young people. This one is a young man who's a footballer, but he's seeking fame. A former student of the Combermere School. His name is Raquelme Knight. Good morning to you, Raquelme.
Good morning, Pearson. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Doing fun this morning.
Good. That's an unusual first name, though, Raquelme. You have any ideas as to who you're named after?
Yes, I do. My father named me after footballer for his favorite international side, Argentina.
So naturally, football flows in your blood and in the family.
Yeah, football is a very, very rooted thing in my family.
Sweet. So having been named after one of your famous footballers, does that put pressure on you to live up to what his name means?
I always try my best to look at and use Raquelme as an example for me as a footballer. As we play the same position, I always watch like videos of him to see, to look up to him and to surpass.
What position do you play?
Central attacking midfielder.
That's one of those people who has to run around a lot, right?
Yeah, I have to do a lot of running.
You can't cool out on the pitch at all. You have to be constantly moving. This is fantastic. Is it tiring?
Well, it was tiring for a certain point in time, but then after constantly doing it and doing the same things over and over, fitness comes into play and become more accustomed to it. Body, it came naturally after a while.
Now you're 16 years old. Would you say you've been playing football all your life?
I've been playing football for as long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure that I was playing football when it came up the womb.
Your mother will have to confirm that for us if you were kicking around a lot in the womb. But wow, so that means that football really means a lot to you. What does football mean to you?
To me, football is everything. Football is wake up in the morning, check my phone, look at football. At night before I go to sleep, watch football. After school, football. After I do my homework, football. Football is always on my mind. Like football.
You sound like the kind of child who would be in the house, knocking things down with the football, playing football. Yes, guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I saw your reaction. Am I right?
Sadly, yes.
Yes, I know. And you'll hear mommy cousins, stop playing the ball, kicking the ball in the house, go outside with that. And daddy's saying all the same time, but he's just playing football. It's all right. We can always replace the thing that was knocked over. That's sweet. So how do you see yourself and your future in the sport of football? What do you want to do and how do you intend to achieve it?
Well, at the current moment, I am trying to get a scholarship overseas so that I could become a professional footballer. And when I'm probably when I finish playing football, I'd like to start my own sporting agency.
Really? Oh, that's sweet. Those trophies behind you on that those shelves, those are yours?
All of them.
All of them?
All.
Oh. Wow, I like the way all. These are mine, in other words. What are some of those trophies for?
The ones at the top are for academics, and the ones in the middle section at the bottom are for football and track and field.
Right. So academics is obviously then a big thing in your house as well, you know. So how is it balancing because you're now at the community college, the Barbados Community College, balancing the academics with this passion for football? How are you doing?
Well, the balancing, I would say, I have to, some evenings have to practice, then I have to do homework when I come home from practice. But it's all help from my mother. I would say my mother, I don't know what I would do if I were late. She comes and she helps, she sits and helps me with homework. Then she makes sure she gets me to practice afterwards. Like, the balancing, I would say it's going on very well right now.
Are you an only child?
No, I have an older brother.
Oh, okay, so you're the baby of the family. And everybody will tell you look like your mother.
No, not at all.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not saying things wrong, because the attention given to you by your mother is absolutely special, which I absolutely love too. But also, you're part of the Barbados Soccer Academy. How long have you been a part of that?
Well, I've been in contact with the academy since primary school. Because Jack has scouted me from a football game in primary school, right, where I scored a hat trick, and Jack had invited me to come over and train over at the Barbados Lumber Company. So I've been training with Jack since probably primary school.
What kinds of benefits do you think you have been able to derive from the association with the Soccer Academy?
Since being with Jack, not only has he helped me with my football, he's also helped with academics, and also went on tour with the Barbados Soccer Academy under Jack. Went overseas to Florida and played in under-19 football at IMG Academy.
What are you studying at the moment at the community college?
At the community college, I'm studying liberal arts, but I'm doing a major in law and a major in history.
Law, history, football. My friend, I don't know how you can do all of it, but football is going to be a part of it, right?
Football always be a part of it.
I love it, the passion. So talk to some youngsters today, because they might not be as fortunate as you to have the parental support. What do you say to that child who's battling with the parents because of their love of football? What do you say to them?
I would say try and talk to your parents and get understanding, because sometimes it's just communication that does a lot. Communication carries a long, long way. And sometimes my mother will call me and be like, "Come in, sir, you have work to do." So just ask like, "Mommy, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes to come in." So just simple communication could go a long way.
Absolutely. Simple communication can go a long way. But if you were not as respectful of your parents as you are, even at 16 years old, then it would have been a whole lot more difficult as well. So that kind of discipline and best behavior is also vital along the way. Raquel, you are an outstanding young man already. And just out of curiosity, who's your favorite footballer and what's your favorite team?
My favorite footballer is Cristiano Ronaldo, and I support Manchester United.
Roel, did you hear that? My technical director is not pleased with your answer. He's going to let you get away. He's a Real Madrid man, but he's going to let you get away, so that's all right. Raquel, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I could only wish you the very best. You're already doing very well. You're well spoken as a young 16-year-old man, former Common student, now at the Barbados Community College, has his eyes set on law or history or perhaps owning his own sporting agency as well. You're going to do well. Well done. Continue to excel at what you're doing. And for us, you are one of our exceptional young people. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Raquel Knight is his name. Note the name, Raquel Knight. We're going to hey, can we share some more photographs? I don't want to miss them when they come in. And I want to thank you, first of all, for sharing them with us. And in sharing them with us, you've been WhatsApping those pictures to us at 228-5562. That's the only place to send. 228-5562 is the WhatsApp number. Or you can send them by email at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Mornin Barbados, right there on your screen. Those are the places. Take them, send them. Next week, we will be doing the same because it's for those children who will be going into school for the first time next week as well. So we'll be looking out for that. Let's just say, Kimar. Good morning, Kimar. Heading to the Irving Wilson School. Good morning, Kimar. How are you doing? Aren't you anxious to head to school, Kimar? I know you are. There you are, standing so very proudly. And so, Kimar, we support you. Head off and have a good day at the Irving Wilson School. Then there's Keon. Keon is heading to the Arthur Smith Primary School. Hands in the pocket. Looking so smart. Good morning, Keon. Have a beautiful day indeed. He can't wait, I could tell, to head to school. Kiana is going to the Lord's School. Love your plaits, Kiana. Good morning to you, Kiana. Wrist, you have your face mask there. Remember to wear it smartly, Kiana. You look really smart in your uniform indeed. Big brother and little sister. Najari and Shazaria. Najer and Shazaria heading respectively to the Alexandra School and Sela Primary School. Congratulations, both of you. Look at that Look at that. The tall one going to the Alexandra School, the little one going to Sealer Primary. And then there's Caitlin. Caitlin goes to Will's Primary School, Will's private school. So to you, Caitlin, we say good morning. You look cheeky enough. You look rather cheeky, Caitlin. I wonder what's on your mind, what you're thinking of doing. But Caitlin, what a beautiful little smile you have right there, as cheeky as you could possibly be. Have a beautiful day at school, little ones. Take some more photographs that celebrate the beauty of our children. We'll take a break here, and we're coming back with more on Morning Barbados.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 10 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock. Don't forget to continue sending those photographs by WhatsApp to 228-5562 or by email to morningbarbados@cbc.bb this week and next week. Don't get tired, because there's a new set of people going to school for the first time next week as well. We're looking forward to the receipt of those photographs too. So take the photographs, send them to us. We will share them with the rest of the world. Cannot wait to do so. I want also to remind you of the upcoming conference, Leading Beside. Leading Beside, that conference is this Saturday, and it's online. Remember to get your tickets today at ticketlinks.com. Leading Beside the conference. Couples conference is a conference. Men, women, everyone. You're encouraged to be a part of it. So ticketlinks.com is just $30, and you will have that link available to you for 72 hours thereafter. You can get to meet the couples. It begins at 9, it goes until 2. Pastor John and Viberta Lowe, and also doctors' husbands, Marlon and Suzette. They're part of the meeting. There are some other wonderful people who are making presentations as well. Shanoa Saul, Denise Seeley, Dr. Suzette, Omita Hines, and Maya Wiltshire. So it's going to be from 9 in the morning until 2, but you need to get your ticket today by going to ticketlinks.com, and you'll get the link that takes you right into Leading Beside the 2022 conference. Look out for that opportunity. When I tell you BIM got talent, I mean BIM got talent. This man himself is super talented, and he's the man behind BIM got talent. He's also a youth and community activist. We're talking of none other than Sluggy Dan. Kevin Sluggy Dan Watson, good morning to you.
Manners and respect, manners and respect.
Manners and respect to you as well. People, you hear that, and you know exactly who we're talking about for those of you who would hear him on radio from time to time or witness him online, as he does so much, because BIM got real talent, and that's what you've been able to unearth all this time, right, Sluggy?
Correct, that is true, man. You know, per per capita talent is quite dense. You know what I mean? Like there's an abundance of talent in Barbados right now.
And still more to be seen, still more to be showcased. And for those who are wondering, you know, BIM Got Talent, it is a movement. And when I say I mean a literal movement. Explain to folks when you say BIM Got Talent, how it moves through our communities. Did you hear me, Sagi?
Yes, please, I'm here.
Right, so explain to people how BIM Got Talent works, where you go, how we can interface with it.
All right. BIM Got Talent is a platform where we look at the youth.
I'm with you.
Yeah, BIM Got Talent is a platform where we look at the youth and whatever talent or skill they have, it doesn't matter. And we try to give them opportunities to develop in their various talent or skill. And we try to provide a platform where they can play their trade to the average person and the world by extension.
And part of that platform is in communities, as you take youngsters, talented youngsters, to communities for them to share with the community what they have to offer. And so far, so good. Much success has been developed from that. We hear some voices on air today who have come through BIM Got Talent, and you continue to develop and provide that fillip behind them as well. But there are 4 new series that you're starting. You want to go through quickly what those series are?
No problem. Yeah, man. There are 4 series we are doing. Thankfully, somehow we don't know how it happened, but our online page, which was BIM Got Talent on IG, we were up at about 600 and something, near 700. And in about 7 weeks working with the youngsters, we grew to 10,000. Now it's 10,000. And then I started a Facebook page called Bajan Food and Recipes, where I said I want to grow the page first and then take all the youth that like cooking, all the youth involved in culinary arts to showcase them. And the page, for a couple months, the page had 800 people. And then in about 8 weeks, in about 2 months, Pearson, the page right now is at 14,000 people.
Wow.
That's Bajan Food and Recipes on Facebook. The page grew to about 14,000 people. They haven't used the page yet.
Yes.
Pearson, believe it or not, that when I was speaking to you on radio, I was saying I don't know where the love coming from, how comes, but I just feel, well, it gotta be some reason that I'm getting this love and attention. Let me take this love and attention and provide these opportunities to the youth and make it really benefit them. So I want to thank everybody on Facebook who follow Bajan Food and Recipes page, not 14,000 people. I'm gonna go on that Facebook page and we'll do a full show with the youth 21 years and under, 21 years and under. We're gonna have different challenges every week, and they're gonna win lots of cash and prizes as well. We gotta salute the Division of Youth for always helping me out. You know, I can't take it for granted. You know, I often burn the fire and share lick, so you have to be fair and give credit where credit. So you have to be fair and give where credit is due. If not, it wouldn't be fair. So you got to salute the Division of Youth for always supporting. Got to salute National Cultural Foundation, that's the NCF, for always supporting, and my people at the NTI, National Transformation Initiative, and the NTI Pearson also have free courses in the culinary arts. In the culinary arts, and the courses are all free, and you don't even need internet or data. You don't need internet or data, Pearson. You can log on, do the course free, and they are not time consuming either. So you can literally spend 20 minutes a day, half hour a day out of your day of 24 hours, and take your time and do a course step by step, and the course is all free.
That's
so it's
fantastic.
saying, knowing all these things I know and all the opportunities that will come to me, I take all of them. I don't want any, and giving all to the youth of Barbados. So you say going to go on that page, do a full show like all the youth for you can cook, for you can make drinks, for you can create your own dish, for you can show off your culinary art and skill. Come on the page, you can do a full show off your culinary art and skill. You can win lots of cash and prizes that will go towards either you studying or either you starting your own business. I got to salute Adrian Cumberbatch from Cook Caribbean.
The chef.
You know, he do a show every Saturday. They do a chef Adrian Cumberbatch. I'm his friend. They do a show every Saturday on called Beijing Radio My Ryan Pearson, and he will come on from time to time and explain the connection between food, family, and culture, which I think is phenomenal because Pearson, they never study food like that. When it comes to food, family, and culture, I never study food that deep.
It is. You're quite right.
Knowing all this information.
But you know, Sluggy, I don't have a lot of time, so I want to remind folks, so there's Beijing Food and Recipes, the live show on Facebook and Instagram. There's also the Youth Entrepreneurship Showcase series, the Talent Show series, and the DJ competition. So there are lots of opportunities, but in order to be a part of it, young people, you need to go to BIM Got Talent on IG or Facebook and sign up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, correct. IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Bigo Live, and whatever app you can, TikTok, whatever app you're on, you will find BIM Got Talent, you know, and you can sign up.
Okay, great. So we want to encourage all youngsters today to do that. Sluggy, we got to run because I got to go. But I thank you, wish you all the very best. I hope many, many young people really, and more, come and avail themselves and showcase their talent on these platforms and the opportunities that you create. Thank you, and great work you're doing. Thank you.
Yes. Keep up the great work, CBC. Respect.
Thank you, thank you. Sluggy Dan, right there, BIM Got Talent. Follow them on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, social media. And you can see the shows, you can be interactive with them, you can be a part of the shows as well. The opportunities are endless. Well, don't forget to send those photographs, more we want to share with people tomorrow. We want to share them with everyone indeed. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. A big thank you to my producer, Alicia Asgrant. Our technical director, Raul Ford. At Sound has been Michael Sobers. And at Master Control, Tamisha Green. I'm Pearson Boyne. Hoping to see you again tomorrow. Take care until then. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning.